Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Sunday session of Divine Femininity United. I am your girl, Dr. Bianca, Miss B. Lee, and we are here to read collectively through our book, the amazing book, The Power of Intention. The Power of Intention is written by Dr. Wayne W. Dyer, and it has been awesome. My goodness. If you do not have the book, you already know what to do. Send us the back channel message, inbox, email with your email address, and we will send it over to you. It's a Google Drive PDF ebook version, and you can sow a seed of $5 if you like. But get the book so that you can follow along with us, or you can play it back on your own time and have the book in your possession, all of the good things. Okay, as you all know, we are airing live via video on Facebook and YouTube, as well as on Clubhouse, and I have the esteemed honor, the esteemed pleasure of having my baby sister on Clubhouse listening in today. Hello, my sister. She's my, okay, should I say this out loud? Okay, so disclaimer, I love all of my siblings. There's a total of 9 of us, right? Um, However, hitherto 4. Um, she's my fave. Dare I say it? Yikes. There's a fight in the sibling chat by end of day today. Okay, just saying. Okay, so so you all, this is awesome to have her here. So welcome everyone. Okay, so you all, you already know I don't waste time when it comes down to this book reading, you all, because it is so necessary. It is so good, and definitely be sure to use the chat. That is what it's there for. If at any point that, hey Kitty, how are you, honey? Kitty's laughing at me. I am the oldest girl, just for those who don't know. I'm the oldest girl. She's the youngest girl. So we're like the bookends. Okay. So that's why, because you know what I mean? But anyway, look, that's me. That's my failed attempt to clean it up. Okay. But all is well. It's all good. Um, so I like to jump right into the reading because I want to just get in, just really get in and really. Melena said it didn't work. Oh man. Okay. So the hopefully none of them hear this. Hopefully, typically they don't. Okay. So I'm safe there. How about that? There it is. But in any case, you all. So I like to go in, and if you all at any point, if you hear something that stands out to you, that it's like a light bulb moment for you, is something that really resonates with you. Kitty's laughing at me. And that resonates with you, then use the chat, use the comment section so that you can share your thoughts and say, oh my goodness, man, that was good. Because I'm gonna do it. You all know that I'm reading along with you all. So I do not read ahead of the book with you all because I want to get real time revelations too, right? We're holding each other's hand, walking each other home together, okay? At the same time, right? I'm learning and growing. Just because that doctor is in front of my name, that means absolutely nothing. That just means that I went to school, I did my homework on time, turned it in, did a great dissertation, and now I'm here, okay? That's what that means. But lo and behold, please believe that there's still levels and growing and expanding and elevating and all of those things that I'm still doing too. So we're all in this thing together, okay? Alrighty, so if you hear something, say something, okay? Because you never know whether they're listening in real time or on the replay. You just might be saying something to somebody else, you know what I mean, may have a revelation about, or want to get a better understanding about, or whatever the case. We're showing and teaching each other, right? Here we go. Chapter 4, obstacles to connecting to intention. The obstacles. Last week we read chapter 3, which was connecting to intention. Now we're dealing with the obstacles of connecting to intention, okay? There's a quote from The Marriage of Heaven and Hell by William Blake, and it states, does a firm persuasion that a thing is so make it so? Listen, pause. That'll read all by itself, okay? Good. Oh my goodness. My sister and I were just having this conversation earlier. Does a firm persuasion that a thing is so make it so? He replied, all poets believe that it does. And in ages of imagination, this firm persuasion removed mountains. But many are not capable of a firm persuasion of anything. Come on here. That's good. William Blake's passage from The Marriage of Heaven and Hell is the basis of this chapter about overcoming obstacles and the unlimited power of intention. Blake is telling us that poets have an inexhaustible imagination and consequently an unlimited ability to make something so. He also reminds us that many aren't capable of such a firm persuasion. In the previous chapter, I gave you suggestions for making positive connections to intention. I deliberately arranged the chapters this way so that you'd read about what you're capable of before examining barriers you've erected that keep you from the bliss of your intention. Notice he says barriers that you've erected. Okay. In the past, as a practicing counselor and therapist, I've encouraged clients to first consider what they want to manifest in their lives and hold that thought firmly in their imagination. Only after this was solidified would I have them examine and consider the obstacles. Often my clients were unaware of the obstructions even when they were self-imposed. Learning to identify ways in which you're creating your own obstacles is tremendously enlightening if you're willing to explore this area of your life. I swear alignment is everything because I swear we were just talking about this morning. Man. You may discover the obstacle that keep you from a firm persuasion of anything. You may discover the obstacles that keep you from a firm persuasion of anything. I'm devoting this chapter to 3 areas that may be unrecognized obstacles to your connection to the power of intention. You'll be examining your inner speech, your level of energy, and your self-importance. These 3 categories can create almost insurmountable blocks to connecting to intention when they're mismatched. Taken one at a time, you'll have the opportunity to become aware of these blockages and explore ways of overcoming them. There's a game show that has aired on television for several decades now in syndication. It's called The Match Game. The object of this game is to match up your thoughts and potential responses with that of someone on your team, usually a partner or a family member. A question or statement is given to one partner, and several possible responses were offered. The more matches made in competition with 2 other couples, the more points received. The winner is the one with the most matches. I'd like to play the match game with you. In my version, I'm asking you to match up with the universal spirit of intention. As we go through the 3 categories of obstacles that hinder your connection to intention, I'll describe the areas that don't match and offer suggestions for creating a match. Remember that your ability to activate the power of intention is in your life depends on your matching up with the creative source of all life. Match up with that source and you win the prize of being like the source and the power of intention. Fail to match up and the power of intention eludes you. That's good. Next section, your inner speech, match or no match. We can go all the way back to the Old Testament to find a reminder about our inner dialogue. For instance, as a man thinketh, so is he. Generally, we apply this idea of becoming what we think to our positive thoughts. That is, think positively and you'll produce positive results. But thinking also creates stumbling blocks that produce negative results. Below are 4 ways of thinking that can prevent you from reaching for and connecting to the universal creative spirit of intention. Number 1, thinking about what's missing in your life. Ooh, here we go. To match up with intention, you first have to catch yourself in that moment you're thinking about what's missing. Then shift to intention. Not what I find missing in my life, but to what I absolutely intend to manifest and attract into my life, with no doubts, no waffling, and no explaining. Here are some suggestions to help you build that and break that habit of focusing your thoughts on what's missing. Play a version of a match game and match up with all creating forces. Okay, no match. I don't have enough money. The match. I intend to attract unlimited abundance into my life. I see what he's doing. No match. My partner is grouchy and boring. Match. I intend to focus my thoughts on what I love about my partner. No match. I'm not as attractive as I'd like to be. Match. I'm perfect in the eyes of God, a divine manifestation of the process of creation. No match. I don't have enough vitality and energy. Match. I'm a part of the ebb and flow of the limitless source of all life. hmm This isn't a game of empty affirmations. It's a way of matching yourself to the power of intention, recognizing that what you think about expands. If you spend your time thinking about what's missing, then that's what expands in your life. Monitor your inner dialogue and match your thoughts to what you want and intend to create. That's good. Ooh, that's good. That is literally the law of attraction summed up. Seriously. Okay. Number two, thinking about the circumstances of your life. If you don't like some of the circumstances of your life, by all means, don't think about them. That's funny, but that is real. This may sound like a paradox to you. In this match game, you want to match up with the spirit of creation. You must train your imagination, which is the universal mind running through you, to shift from what you don't want to what you do want. All of that mental energy you spend complaining about what is, to anyone who will listen, is a magnet for attracting more of what is into your life. I swear we literally were having this conversation this morning. Oh my goodness. Confirmation. Okay. Melanie said facts. Okay. You and only you can overcome this impediment because you've put it on your path to intention. Simply change your inner speech to what you intend the new circumstances of your life to be. Practice thinking from the end by playing the match game and by realigning yourself with the field of intention. We talked about previously, like in chapter 2, I believe, about thinking from the end. So how you, if you imagine, if you can see yourself where you desire to be, right? That is the end. That is the end result. That's the final destination of that particular desire. So if you see it there, you see yourself there already. My sister and I, we had an exercise this morning, mental exercise, where we envision ourselves in our dream home, in our dream kitchen, describing the details of our dream refrigerator. Okay. She even saw fruit and vegetables on her shelves when she opened it up. Right. So if you already see the finished product, then thinking from the end says, I'm going to think thoughts that are in alignment with what I see finished. You see what I'm saying? That's what they're talking about. That's what he's talking about here. Here are some examples of a no match versus a match for the inner dialogue relating to the circumstances of your life. No match. I hate this place we're living in. It gives me the creeps. Match. I can see our new home in my mind, and I intend to be living in it within 6 months. Ha! Period. Okay. Yes. Oh my goodness. That's what I'm talking about right there. No match. When I see myself in the mirror, I despise the fact that I'm nearsighted and out of shape. Match. I'm placing this drawing of how I intend to look right here on my mirror. Come on. No match. I dislike the work I'm doing and the fact that I'm not appreciated. Match. I'll act upon my inner intuitive impulses to create the work or job of my dreams. Mm. Match. I hate the fact that I'm sick so often and always seem to be getting colds. Match. I am divine health. Come on here. He didn't say I'm divinely healthy. No, no, no. He says I am divine health. I intend to act in healthy ways and attract the power to strengthen my immune system in every way I can. Come on. Victims, we are not. Hello. You must learn to assume responsibility for the circumstances of your life without any accompanying guilt. The circumstances of your life aren't the way they are because of karmic debt or because you're being punished. The circumstances of your life, including your health, are yours. Somehow they showed up in your life. So just assume that you participated in all of it. Your inner speech is uniquely your own creation and is responsible for attracting more of the circumstances that you don't want. Link up with your intention. Use your inner speech to stay focused on what you intend to create, and you'll find yourself regaining the power of your source. Come on here. Ooh, this sounds like bossed up behavior. Hello? Bossed up behavior. Number 3, thinking about what has always been. Thinking about what has always been. When your inner speech focuses on the way things have always been, you act upon your thoughts of what has always been. And the universal all creating force continues to deliver what has always been. Why? Because your imagination is a part of that which imagine you into existence. It's the force of creation, and you're using it to work against you with your inner speech. Imagine the absolute spirit thinking like this: I can't create life anymore because things haven't worked for me in the past. There have been so many mistakes in the past, and I can't stop thinking about them. Imagine creator said that. What? How much creating do you think would occur if spirit imagined in this way? How can you possibly connect to the power of intention if your thoughts, which are responsible for your intending, focus on all that's gone before, which you abhor? The answer is obvious, and so is the solution. Make a shift and catch yourself when you're focusing on what always has been and move your inner speech to what you intend to manifest. You'll get points in this match game by being on the same team as the absolute spirit. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome, Tanya. Here's the no match. I've always been poor. I was raised on shortages and scarcity. Here's the match. I intend to attract wealth and prosperity in unlimited abundance. Here's me. I'm going to tweak that one even further. I attract wealth, not in I intend. I ain't intending to do nothing. I attract wealth and prosperity in unlimited abundance. Come on now. No match. We've always fought in this relationship. Match. I'll work at being peaceful and not allowing anyone to bring me down. That's that part. No match. My children have never shown me any respect. Match. I intend to teach my children to respect all of life, and I'll treat them in the same way. Again, this is my tweak. I teach my children to respect all of life, and I treat them in the same way. See. Listen, I'm gonna put that out there for the parents who say, "Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right." Here's the addendum to that. The caveat is, parents also do not drive your children to wrath. So just like that last statement said, I teach my children to respect all of life, and I treat them in the same way. Hello, right? No match. I can't help feeling this way. It's my nature. I've always been this way. We hear that a lot. That's just me. That's just who I am. Here's the match. I'm a divine creation, capable of thinking like my creator. I intend to substitute love and kindness for feelings of inadequacy. It's my choice. Come on, it is a choice. The match items reflect a rapport with the originating spirit. The no match statements represent interference that you've constructed to keep you from matching up with intention. Any thought that takes you backwards is an impediment to manifesting desires. The highest functioning people understand that if you don't have a story, you don't have to live up to it. Get rid of any parts of your story that keep you focused on what has always been. Here's the thing, you all, in our thinking, this is Miss B speaking. In our thinking, in our mind, in our physical, psychological mind, right? All we have in there is what we've experienced, what we've seen, heard, felt, tasted, touched, whatever the case, right? That's all we have in our psychological mind, in our memory bank. So how are we assessing our now, which has not occurred, is happening right now, right? So there's no record of it in our memory bank. It's happening in real time. And then also, how are we assessing what is to come based on what has already happened? We can't do that. But the problem is, this is where the struggle comes in for each one of us when we do these things. We're bringing the past to our now and our future. So we're telling the future and our now what it's going to be because we're assessing it and handling it based on something we've already experienced. We have to understand this thing, time, this illusion called time, right? Past is gone. That's not even here anymore. So what you have in your memory bank, although it's good to refer to for lessons learned, right? It's still back there. it's still obsolete. It's null and void. It's gone, right? The future has yet to occur. So why are we even there? Who's to say, okay, we make plans and goals and that's fine. That's cool. But who's to say that we'll even be here to see it? So why do we spend a lot of our time and energy and focus on up there, out there, when right now, this now moment is all we have right here. This now moment, Melena says, good point. This moment right here, right now, there's always been, there will always be only now. The house that I'm living in probably was built, I don't know, 20 whatever years ago. But I'm not living in the past. I'm living in the now. I'm living right now in the house that was built at that time. When it was being built, it was there now. It was being built now, in there now. I am now living in it now, right? There's only ever now. There's only ever now. That's the thing, okay? We always have to remind ourselves to stay now. I'm a Libra, air sign. We're always in our mind. Air signs battle with mental, thoughts and going here, left, up, down, all the way. We're thinking about all stuff everywhere. And oftentimes I have to check myself because the things that I'm thinking about is either things that was or things that are to come. And I'm, trying to plan or stressing or worrying about that stuff that's coming up or whatever the case. And if I'm able to do this and that and the third, I have to tell myself, I have to bring myself back to the now. That's why it's imperative for you to learn how to meditate, breathe, and ground. Meditate, breathe, ground. Bring yourself back to the now. The only time that matters, the now. Because in the now, are you covered? Do you have provision? Do you have things taken care of? Are you able to eat, sleep? Do you have a roof? Do you have this? Do you have that in the now? Because if you do, then stay there. If you do, why are you worrying? Because the only time is now, right? That's the thing. You let the next few minutes or whatever deal with itself. You don't go up there. You don't jump the gun. You stay in the now. That's where we can be grateful for the now. We can see the now. We can enjoy the now. We can embrace the now, live the now moment fully. Because a lot of times we don't even get to enjoy the full moment at the full now because we're too worried about what's to come next week. We're too upset about what just took place last week. We're missing now. And a lot of people, they didn't get a now. So there's that too. All right, here we go. Number 4, thinking about what they want for you. Come on here. I think this is going to read better than some people admit it. Okay. Thinking about what they want for you. There's probably a long list of people, most of them relatives, who have strong ideas about what you should be doing, how you should be thinking and worshiping, where you should be living, how you should be scheduling your life, and how much of your time you should be spending with them, especially on special occasions and holidays. I'm laughing because I literally had this conversation with my mother. You need to make time for, good intentions. Don't get me wrong. I have to say that too, Lord Jesus. Okay. But yeah, definitely. Our definition of friendships thankfully excludes the manipulation and guilt that we so often put up with in our families. Yikes. Inner dialogue that commiserates about the manipulative expectations of others ensures that this kind of conduct continues to flow into your life. If your thoughts are on what others expect of you, even though you despise their expectations, you'll continue to act on and attract more of what they want and expect for you. Removing the obstacle means that you decide to shift your inner speech to what you intend to create and attract into your life. You must do this with unswerving intent and a commitment to not giving mental energy to what others feel about how you live your life. This can be a tough assignment at first, but you'll welcome the shift when you do it. Come on. I had to even catch myself a couple of days ago. My sister knows I had to catch myself a couple of days ago when a family member of ours, shared that they had made a big decision, in my opinion, crazy, reckless, but I kept it to myself. Hey, I wanted to say so much. I did. I shared it with another family member, but I didn't share it with that one. Okay. So because I just had to, I had to release, I had to get it out. But I didn't share it with that member that made that big decision because at the end of the day, whether I agree with it or not, guess what? That is their journey, their life, their decision, and it's going to ultimately be their outcome. I have no dog in that fight. I don't have a nickel in that quarter. Okay. It's up to them. That's their decision. Whatever comes out of that, guess what? We all have had our own journey. Now, my concern came in where I'm thinking about the impulsivity. However, however, when and if and when, okay, if and when the time comes where they do need to gain counsel or advice or wisdom or whatever the case, then I'm here for that, right? We're here for that. All of us will be here for that as we have been, right? But at the end of the day, at the beginning of the night, it is that person's decision. It is their life, and our opinion, matters not. Let them live, just like we want somebody to allow us to live. I had to, whether I wanted to agree with it or not, it doesn't matter. My opinion was not asked. Respectfully, my opinion was not asked, right? So there it is. If he wanted it, if they wanted it, then they would have asked for it, right? So hey, respectfully, I took my hands off, and all right, well, congratulations. Have a great day. That was literally my response. Congratulations. Have a great day. Okay. Sometimes you have to let it go. You got to take your hands off, you know? You got to take your hands off and allow a person to live, allow a person to scrape their knee, black their eye, bump their head, bust their lip, all on their own. Because that's sometimes experience is the greatest teacher, yes, but sometimes asking for wisdom could avert you from or mitigate some things too. But if a person rather live it, then you have to respect their choice. So be it. Okay. Keep continuing. Practice catching yourself when you have a thought of what others want for you, and ask yourself, does this expectation match up with my own? If not, simply laugh at the absurdity of being upset or frustrated over the expectations of others about how you should be running your life. This is a way to match up and become impervious to the criticisms of others, and simultaneously put a stop to the insidious practice of continuing to attract into your life something that you don't want. But the big payoff is that these critics realize that their judgments and critiques are pointless. Exactly. So they simply desist. A 3-for-1 bonus. Achieving by shifting your attention away from what others want or expect for you to how. Okay, let me reread that. A 3-for-1 bonus. Achieved by shifting your attention away from what others want or expect for you to how you want to live your life. Okay, so shifting that, right? Here are a few examples of how to win at the match game. No match. I'm so annoyed with my family. They just don't understand me and they never match. I love my family. They don't see things my way, but I don't expect them to. I'm totally focused on my own intentions and I send them love. Boom. That's exactly what happened. That right there is exactly what took place for sure. I wish and hope nothing but the best for them, obviously, in everything, in everything. Okay. No match. I make myself sick trying to please everyone else. That was me. That was me, big time. Match. I'm on purpose and doing what I signed up to do in this lifetime. That is me now. No match. I feel so unappreciated by those I serve that it sometimes makes me cry. Match. I do what I do because it's my purpose and my destiny to do so. No match. No matter what I do or say, it seems as if I can't win. Match. I do what my heart tells me to do with love, kindness, and beauty. Period. Period. Okay. Alrighty. Next section. Your level of energy, match or no match. A scientist will tell you that energy is measured by speed and the size of the wave being created. The size of the wave is measured from low to high and slow to fast. Anything else that we attribute to the conditions we see in our world is a judgment imposed upon those pulsating frequencies. That being said, I'd like to introduce a judgment of my own here. Higher energy is better than lower energy. Why? Because this is a book written by a man who stands for healing, love, kindness, health, abundance, beauty, compassion, and similar expressions. And these expressions are associated with higher and faster energies. The impact of higher and faster energies on lower and slower frequencies can be measured. And it's in this regard that you can make a huge impact on eradicating the energy factors in your life that are obstructing your connection to intention. The purpose of moving up the frequency ladder is to change your vibratory level of energy so that you're at the higher and faster frequencies where your energy level matches up with the highest frequencies of all, the energy of the all creating spirit of intention itself. It was Albert Einstein who observed nothing happens until something moves. Ooh, ooh, that has a ooh. I hope y'all grab that one. Nothing. I know Albert Einstein. He may or may not have had I'm sure he did because they were him and Nikola Tesla and out. You listen, Newton and all. They were somewhere else with it. I believe that they were fully aware and elevated to like their mind transcended that of here, right? This plane. I really do believe that. But that saying, nothing happens until something moves. Apply that across the board, y'all. Nothing happens until something moves. Child. Everything in this universe is a movement of energy. Everything in this universe is a movement of energy. Higher, faster energy dissolves and converts lower, slower energy. With this in mind, I'd like you to consider yourself and all of your thoughts in the context of being an energy system. That's right. You're an energy system, not just a system of bones, fluids, and cells, but actually a multitude of energy systems encapsulating in an inner energy system of thoughts, feelings, and emotions. This energy system that you are can be measured and calibrated. Every thought you have can be energetically calibrated along with its impact on your body and your environment. The higher your energy, the more capable you are of nullifying and converting lower energies. That is very correct, which weaken you and impacting in a positive way everyone in your immediate and even distant surroundings. That's it. That is so true. My goodness, Kitty says yes. The objective in this section is to become aware of your own energy level and the actual frequencies of thought that you regularly employ in daily life. You can become proficient at raising your energy level and permanently obliterate energetic expressions that weaken or inhibit your connection to intention. Ultimately, your goal is to have a perfect match with the highest frequency of all. Here's a simple explanation of the five levels of energy that you work with, moving from the lowest and slowest frequencies to the highest and fastest. That's good. Ooh, here we go. Y'all ready? Here we go. Here we go. Number one, the material world. Okay. Solid form is energy slowed down so that it's approximately cons- commensurate. So it approximately commensurate with your sense of perception of the world of boundaries. Everything that you see and touch is energy slowed down so that it appears to be wait, what is that? Coalesce, coalesced, something like that. Coalesced mass. Okay, so it appears, okay, everything that you see and touch is energy slowed down, so it appears to be a solid thing. That's what it means. Needless to say, everything you all that seems to be a solid, including you, is not. You are made of particles. Everything solid is made of smaller parts, smaller pieces, smaller particles. There is no such thing as a solid thing. at all. Think about that. That's mind blowing, isn't it? That's why I love science. I do. It's so fun, man. Your eyes and your fingers agree. And there you have the physical world. Okay. Number two, the sound world. You seldom perceive sound waves with your eyes, but they can actually be felt. These invisible waves are also high, low, and fast, slow. This sound level of energy is where you connect to the highest frequencies of spirit through the practice of japa meditation, or the repetition of the sound of God, as I've written about extensively in Getting in the Gap, his book Getting in the Gap. Number three, the light world. Light moves faster than the material world and faster than sound. Yet there are no actual particles to form a substance called light. What you see as red is what your eye perceives a certain pulsating frequency to be. And what you perceive as violet is an even faster and higher frequency. When light is brought to darkness, darkness becomes light. When light is brought to darkness, darkness becomes light. The implication for this are startling. Low energy, when faced with high energy, experiences an automatic conversion. Wow. Number four, the thought world. Your thoughts are an extremely high frequency of pulsation that moves beyond the speed of sound and even light. The frequency of thoughts can be measured, and the impact that they have on your body and your environment can be calculated. Once again, the same rules apply. Higher frequencies nullify lower. Faster energies convert slower. A colleague I admire enormously, David Hawkins, MD, has written a book which I've referenced often called Power versus Force. In this remarkable book, Dr. Hawkins elaborates on the lower frequencies of thought and their accompanying emotions, and how they can be impacted and converted by exposure to higher and faster frequencies. I urge you to read this book, and I'll present some of those findings in the section on raising your energy levels. Every thought you have can be calculated to determine if it's strengthening or weakening your ability to reconnect to the highest and fastest energy in the universe. So true. Number five, the spirit world. Here's the ultimate in energy. These frequencies are so supersonically rapid that the presence of disorder, disharmony, and even disease is impossible. These measurable energies consist of the seven faces of intention written about throughout the pages of this book. They are the energies of creation. When you reproduce them in yourself, you reproduce the same creative quality of life that called you into existence. They are the qualities of creativity, kindness, love, beauty, expansion, peaceful abundance, receptivity. I love that. He said peaceful abundance. Come on here, because there is a such thing as chaotic abundance for sure. Okay. We see it all on social media and on the TV. These are the highest energies of the universal spirit itself. You came into existence from this energy, and you can match up with it energetically as you remove the low energy pulsations from your thoughts and feelings. Consider these words of the Nobel Prize winning physicist Max Planck as he accepted his award for his study of the atom. As a man who has devoted his whole life to the most clear headed science, to the study of matter, I can tell you as a result of my research about atoms this much. There is no matter as such. All matter originates and exists only by virtue of a force which brings the particles of an atom to vibration and holds this most minute solar system of the atom together. We must assume behind this force the existence of a conscious and intelligent mind. This mind is the matrix of all matter. It is to this mind that I urge you to match up. Next section, raising your energy level. Every thought you have has an energy that will either strengthen or weaken you. It's obviously a good idea to eliminate the thoughts that weaken you, since these thoughts are obstacles to creating a winning match with the universal, supreme source of intention. Take a moment to ponder the meaning behind Anthony DeMello's observation in 1 Minute Wisdom. He states, "Why is everyone here so happy except me?" The answer, because they have learned to see goodness and beauty everywhere, said the master. Why don't I see goodness and beauty everywhere? Answer, because you cannot see outside of you what you fail to see inside. Woo, wait a minute. Listen, I'm going to read that whole section again because I feel like somebody, whether now or in the replay, will need this. Okay. Question, why is everyone here so happy except me? Answer, because they have learned to see goodness and beauty everywhere. Question, why don't I see goodness and beauty everywhere? Answer, because you cannot see outside of you what you fail to see inside. It's an inside job. As above, so below. As within, so without. See? What you may fail to see inside is a result of how you choose to process everything and everyone in your world. You project onto the world what you see inside, and you fail to project into the world what you fail to see inside. If you knew that you were an expression of the universal spirit of intention, that's what you'd see. Disregard my dog, you all. She's a nosy one, okay? You'd raise your energy level beyond any possibility of encumbrances to your connection to the power of intention. It is only discord acting within your own feelings that will ever deprive you of every good thing that life holds for you. If you understand this simple observation, you'll curb interferences to intention. There's a vibratory action to your thoughts, your feelings, and your body. I'm asking you to increase those frequencies so they're high enough to allow you to connect to the power of intention. This may sound like a oversimplification, but I hope you'll try raising your energy level as a way to remove the obstacles that prevent you from experiencing the perfection you're a part of. You cannot remedy anything by condemning it. You only add to the destructive energy that's already permeating the atmosphere of your life. When you react to the lower energies you encounter with your own low energies, you're actually setting up a situation that attracts more of the lower energy. For example, if someone behaves in a hateful manner toward you and you respond by hating them by hating you for hating you, you're participating in the lower energy field and impacting all who enter that field. If you're angry at those around you for being angry people, you're attempting to remedy the situation through condemnation. Don't use weakening energies employed by those around you. Other people can't bring you down if you're operating at the higher energies. Why? Because higher and faster energies nullify and convert slower, lower energies, not the reverse. If you feel that the lower energies of those around you are bringing you down, it's because you're joining them at their energy levels. Your unbending intention may be to be slim and healthy. You know that the universal all creative spirit brought you into existence in that microscopic dot of human cellular tissue, not to be sickly, overweight, or unattractive, but to create love, be kind, and express beauty. This is what the power of intention intended for you to become. Now, get this. You cannot attract attractiveness into your life by hating anything about what you've allowed yourself to become. Why? Because hatred creates a counterforce of hatred that disempowers your efforts. Here's how Dr. Hawkins describes it in Power versus Force. Simple kindness to oneself and all that lives is the most powerful transformational force of all. It produces no backlash, has no downside, and never leads to loss or despair. It increases one's own true power without exacting any toll. But to reach maximum power, such as kindness, can permit no exceptions, nor can it be practiced with the expectation of some selfish reward. And its effects is as far reaching as it is subtle. It says, note that kindness is one of the 7 faces of intention. Yes, it is. He adds further, that which is injurious loses its capacity to harm when it is brought into the light, and we attract to us that which we emanate. Law of attraction, you all. The lesson is clear in terms of removing lower energy obstacles. We must raise ourselves to the levels of energy where we are the light we seek, where we are the happiness we desire, where we are the love we feel is missing, where we are the unlimited abundance we crave. By being it, we attract it to us. By condemning its absence, we ensure that condemnation and discord will continue to flow into our lives. If you're experiencing scarcity, anguish, depression, an absence of love, or an inability to attract what you desire, seriously look at how you've been attracting these circumstances into your life. Low energy is an attractor pattern. It shows up because you've sent for it. Even if on a subconscious level, it's still yours and you own it. However, if you practice deliberately raising your energy level by being cognizant of your immediate environment, you'll move rather rapidly toward intention and remove all of those self imposing roadblocks. The obstacles are in the low energy spectrum. That is good and so true, my goodness. Next section, a mini program for raising your energy vibration. Here's a short list of suggestions for moving your energy field to a higher, faster vibration. This will help you accomplish the twofold objective of removing the barriers and allowing the power of intention to work with and through you. First one, become conscious of your thoughts. Every thought you have impacts you. By shifting in the middle of a weakening thought to one that strengthens, you raise your energy vibration and strengthen yourself and the immediate energy field. For example, in the midst of saying something to one of my teenage children that was intended to make her feel ashamed of her conduct, I stopped and reminded myself that there's no remedy in condemnation. I proceeded to extend love and understanding by asking her how she felt about her self defeating behavior and what she'd like to do to correct it. The shift raised the energy level and led to a productive conversation. Hello, that's good. Oh, I love that. I love that he did that. Raising the energy level to a place where my daughter and I connected to the power of intention took place in a split second of my becoming aware of my low energy thinking and making a decision to raise it. We all have the ability to call this presence and power of intention into action when we become conscious of our thoughts. Ooh, that's good. Ooh, often we have to do that, not even just from parents to child, but although I love that because he, in that moment, not only did he course correct himself and raise the vibratory energy and the frequency of that whole situation, but he also taught his daughter, right, a different method. Even with her, because I'm quite sure the shame that he was about to inflict on her about her behavior, I'm quite sure she already felt it within herself. We always do, right? That hindsight, man. We always feel the repercussions and the ramifications of what we've done. So we're already sitting with it. So to double down on the condemnation is not productive at all. In fact, it helps, it enables and perpetuates low self-esteem and all of those imposter syndromes and I'll never do anything right. And it adds fuel to those defeating thoughts, right? But he mitigated that. He did. He corrected himself and then in turn uh, uh, corrected her thinking of how she felt. He said, "What are we gonna do to reverse this behavior? How are we gonna resolve it?" So he switched her mind to resolution and not sulking in the problem, right? Because a lot of people, parents included, will make a person feel so low about their acting, their decisions, and will drag it out. Okay, you're on punishment for 2 weeks. You got to remember what you've done. You got to sit in that. It's all. Oh my goodness, I love that he did that. I really do, man. He probably don't even realize. I'm sure he does. Him, the author does, but in that moment, his daughter probably didn't even realize what her father making that choice for himself and his words did for her. Right. Next section, you all. It says make meditation a regular practice in your life. You got to. Even if it's only for a few moments each day while sitting at a stoplight. This practice is vital. It's vital. Take some time to be silent and repeat the sound of God as an inner mantra. Meditation allows you to make conscious contact with your source and regain the power of intention by assisting you in cultivating a receptivity that matches up with the force of creation. That's good. You have to do it every day. Every day, quiet your mind. Every day, quiet yourself. Every day, sit in silence. Every day, every day, every day. You have to. Next section, become conscious of the foods you eat. There are foods that calibrate low, and there are high energy foods as well. Foods with toxic chemicals sprayed on them will make you weak, even if you have no idea that the toxins are present. Artificial foods such as sweeteners or our low energy products. In general, foods high in alkalinity, such as fruits, vegetables, nuts, soy, non yeast breads, and virgin olive oil, calibrate at the high end and will strengthen you on muscle testing, while highly acidic foods, such as flour based cereals, meats, dairy, and sugars, calibrate at the lower energies, which will weaken you. This is not an absolute for everyone. However, you can detect how you feel after consuming certain foods. And if you feel weak, lethargic, and fatigued, you can be pretty sure you've allowed yourself to become a low energy system, which will attract more of the same low energy into your life. That is true. Pay attention to what your body is communicating. Listen to it. Next section, retreat from low energy substances. I discussed in chapter 1 how I learned that total sobriety was absolutely essential for me to achieve the level of consciousness I craved and was destined to achieve. Alcohol and virtually all artificial drugs, legal or otherwise, lower your body's energy level and weaken you. Furthermore, they put you in a position to continue to attract more disempowering energy into your life. Simply by consuming low energy substances, you'll find people with similar low energy showing up regularly in your life. They'll want to buy those substances from you, party with you as you get high, or urge you to do it again after your body recovers from the devastation of these low energy substances. Next section, become conscious of the energy level of the music you listen to. Man, harsh, pounding musical vibrations with repetitive, loud sounds lower your energy level and weaken you and your ability to make conscious contact with intention. Similarly, the lyrics of hate, pain, anguish, fear, and violence are low energy, sending weakening messages to your subconscious and infiltrating your life with similar attractor energies. If you want to attract violence, then listen to the lyrics of violence and make violent music a part of your life. If you want to attract peace and love, then listen to the higher musical vibrations and lyrics that reflect your desires. So true. So true. Look, Kitty said big time. Yes. Next, become aware of the energy levels of your home environment. Come on. Prayers, paintings, crystals, statues, spiritual passages, books, magazines, the colors on your walls, and even the arrangement of your furniture will create energy into which you're catapulted for at least half of your awakening life. While this may seem silly or absurd, I urge you to transcend your conditioned thinking and have a mind that's open to everything. The ancient Chinese art of feng shui has been with us for thousands of years and is a gift from our ancestors. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It describes ways to increase the energy field of our home and workplace. Become aware of how being in high energy surroundings impact us in ways that strengthen our lives and remove barriers to our connection to intention. That is so true. So true, you all. Reduce exposure to the very low energy of commercial and cable television. I swear it's like this section of the book, this chapter, was just like eavesdropping on my earlier conversation. Children in America see 12,000 simulated murders in their living room before their 14th birthday. My goodness. Television news programming puts a heavy emphasis on bringing the bad and the ugly into your home, and in large part, leaving out the good. It's a constant stream of negativity that invades your living space and attracts more of the same into your life. Violence is the main ingredient of television entertainment, interspersed with commercial breaks sponsored by the huge drug cartels telling us that happiness is found in their pills. He said the drug cartels. I am not mad at it. The viewing public is told that it needs all sorts of low energy medicines to overcome every mental and physical malady known in humankind. My conclusion is that the majority of television shows provide a steady stream of low energy most of the time. This is one of the reasons I've elected to devote a significant portion of my time and efforts in support of non commercial public television and help replace messages of negativity, hopelessness, violence, profanity, and disrespect with the higher principles that match up with the principle of intention. Next section. Enhance your energy field with photographs. You may find it difficult to believe that photography is a form of energy reproduction and that every photograph contains energy. See for yourself by strategically placing photographs taken in moments of happiness, love, and receptivity to spiritual help around your living quarters, in your workplace, in your automobile, and even on your clothing or in a pocket or wallet. Arrange your photographs of nature, animals, and expressions of joy and love in your environment, and let your energy radiate into your heart and provide you with their higher energies. That's good. Next section, become conscious of the energy levels of your acquaintances, friends, and extended family. I'm going to say that again. Become conscious of the energy levels of your acquaintances, friends, and extended family. You can raise your own energy levels by being in the energy field of others who resonate closely to spiritual consciousness. Choose to be in close proximity to people who are empowering, who appeal to your sense of connection to intention, who see the greatness in you, who feel connected to God, and who live a life that gives evidence that Spirit has found celebration through them. Recall that higher energy nullifies and converts lower energy. So be conscious of being in the presence of and interacting with higher energy people who are connected to spirit and living the life they were intended to. Stay in the energy field of higher energy people, and your anger, hate, fear, and depression will melt, magically converting to the higher expressions of the intention. So true. So true. Okay, next section. Monitor your activities and where they take place. Avoid low energy fields where there's excessive alcohol, drug consumption, or violent behavior, and gatherings where religious or ethnic exclusion and vitriolic prejudice or judgment are the focus. Hello, somebody. All of these kinds of venues discourage you from raising your energy and encourage you to match up with lower, debilitating energy. Immerse yourself in nature, appreciating its beauty, spending time camping, hiking, swimming, taking nature walks, or reveling in the natural world. Attend lectures on spirituality, take a yoga class, give or receive a massage, visit monasteries or meditation centers, and commit to helping others in need with visits to the elderly in geriatric centers or sick children in hospitals. Every activity has an energy field. Choose to be in places where the energy fields reflect the seven faces of intention. Next section. Extend acts of kindness, asking for nothing in return. Anonymously extend financial aid to those less fortunate and do it from the kindness of your heart, expecting not even a thank you. Activate your magnificent obsession by learning to be kind while keeping your ego, which expects to be told how wonderful you are, out of the picture completely. This is an essential activity for connecting to intention because the universal, all creating spirit returns acts of kindness with the response. How may I be kind to you? Pick up some litter and place it in a proper receptacle and tell no one about your actions. In fact, Spend several hours doing nothing but cleaning and clearing out messes that you didn't create. Any kind of actions of kindness extended towards others, yourself, and your environment matches you up with the kindness inherent in the universal power of intention. It's an energizer for you and causes this kind of energy to flock back into your life. The poignant story, The Valentine by Ruth McDonald, illustrates the kind of giving I'm suggesting here. The little boy symbolizes the magnificent obsession I just referred to. It reads, he was a shy little boy, not very popular with the other children in grade one. As Valentine's Day approached, his mother was delighted when he asked her one evening to sit down and write the names of all the children in his class so that he could make a valentine for each. Slowly, he remembered each name aloud, and his mother recorded them on a piece of paper. He worried endlessly for fear he would forget someone. Armed with a book of valentines to cut out with scissors and crayons and paste, he plotted his consciousness way down the list. When each one was finished, his mother printed the name on a piece of paper and watched him laboriously copy it. As the pile of finished valentines grew, so did his satisfaction. About this time, his mother began to worry whether the other children would make valentines for him. He hurried home so fast each afternoon to get on with his task that it seemed likely the other children playing along the street would forget his existence altogether. How absolutely horrible if he went off to the party armed with 37 tokens of love and no one had remembered him. She wondered if there were some way she could sneak a few valentines among those he was making so that he would be sure of receiving at least a few. But he watched his hoard so jealously and counted them over so lovingly that there was no chance to slip in an extra. She assumed a mother's most normal role, that of patient waiting. The day of the Valentine box finally arrived, and she watched him trudge off down the snowy street, a box of heart shaped cookies in one hand and a shopping bag clutched in the other hand with 37 neat tokens of his labor. She watched him with a burning heart. Please, God, she prayed, let him get at least a few. All afternoon, her hands were busy here and there, but her heart was at the school. At 3:30, she took her knitting and sat with studied coincidence in a chair that gave a full view of the street. Finally, he appeared alone. Her heart sank. Up the street he came, turning every once in a while to back up a few steps into the wind. She strained her eyes to see his face. At that distance, it was just a rosy blur. It was not until he turned in at the walk that she saw it. The one lone Valentine clutched in his little red mitt. Only one. After all his work, and from the teacher probably. The knitting blurred before her eyes. If only you could stand between your child and life. She laid down her work and walked to meet him at the door. What rosy cheeks, she said. Here, let me untie your scarf. Were the cookies good? He turned toward her face shining with happiness and complete fulfillment. Do you know what? He says. I didn't forget a one, not a single one. That's cute. Okay, he goes on to say, be specific when you affirm your intentions to raise your energy level and create your desires. So here's the thing. Okay, before I go into the next section here, her worries were that he would be forgotten. Okay, her worries. Hear this. She worried. She inflicted her worries onto him. Right? Those were never his worries. Not one of them. All he cared about was the fact that he was able to give every one of his classmates something. He didn't care about whether he got something in return. He didn't care at all. So that's the thing right there. Now, he did have one, he had one in his hand, but his heart was not set on what he would get. His heart was set on what he was going to give and making sure that he didn't forget a single one. And that was his focus. She was expecting him to come in sad and crying and all. Why? Because she was looking from her own stuff. She was looking through the eyes of her own places, right? Inside of her. That was never his issue. That was always hers. Okay. Now, moving on to the next section. It says, be specific when you affirm your intentions to raise your energy level and create your desires. Place your affirmations in strategic places where you'll notice and read them throughout the day. For example, I intend to attract the job I desire into my spirit. I intend to be able to afford the specific automobile I envision myself driving by the 30th of next month. I intend to donate 2 hours of my time this week to the underprivileged. I intend to heal myself of this persistent fatigue. Writing affirmations have an energy of their own and will guide you in raising your energy level. I practice this myself. A woman named Lynn Hall, who lives in Toronto, sent me a beautiful plaque that I look at each day. In her letter, she stated, here's a gift for you, written solely for you in an effort to convey heartfelt gratitude for the blessing of your presence in my life. That said, I am sure that the sentiment is a universal one, speaking for every other soul on the planet who has experienced the same good fortune. May the light and love that you emit forever reflect back to you in joyful abundance. Dr. Dyer. The beautiful etched in soul plaque reads like this: Spirit has found great voice in you, in vibrant truths and joyful splendor. Spirit has found revelation through you, in resonant and reflective ways. Spirit has found celebration through you, in infinite expanses and endless reach. To all those awakened to the grace of your gifts, Spirit has found both wings and light. I read these words daily to remind me of my connection to Spirit and allow the words to flow through my heart to yours, fulfilling my intentions and hopefully helping you to do the same. Next section. As frequently as possible, hold thoughts of forgiveness in your mind. In muscle testing, when you hold a thought of revenge, you'll go weak, while a thought of forgiveness keeps you strong. Revenge, anger, and hatred are exceedingly low energies that keep you from matching up with the attributes of the universal force. A simple thought of forgiveness toward anyone who may have angered you in the past, without any action taken on your part, will raise you to the level of spirit and aid you in your individual intentions. You can either serve spirit with your mind or use the same mind to divorce yourself from spirit. Married to the seven faces of spiritual intention, you connect to that power. Divorced, your self importance, your ego takes over. Here's the final obstacle to make your connection to intention. Next, the final obstacle is your self importance. In The Fire from Within, Carlos Castaneda hears these words from his sorcerer teacher. Sorcerer simply means, you all, one who lives of source. Okay, that's it. Self importance is man's greatest enemy. What weakens him is feeling offended by the deeds and misdeeds of his fellow man. Self importance requires that one spend most of one's life offended by something or someone. This is a major impediment to connecting to intention. You can all too easily create a no match here. Basically, your feelings of self importance are what make you feel special. So let's deal with this concept of feeling special. It's essential that you have a strong self concept and that you feel unique. The problem is when you misidentify who you truly are by identifying yourself as your body, your achievements, and your possessions. Then you identify people who have accomplished less as inferior, and your self important superiority causes you to be constantly offended in one way or another. This misidentification is the source of most of your problems, as well as most of the problems of humankind. Feeling special leads us to our self importance. Castaneda writes later in his life, many years after his initial emergence into the world of sorcery, about the futility of self importance. The more I thought about it and the more I talked to and observed myself and my fellow men, the more intense the conviction that something was rendering us incapable of any activity or any interaction or any thought that didn't have the self as its focal point. With the self as a focal point, you sustain the illusion that you are your body, which is a completely separate entity from all others. This sense of separateness leads you to compete rather than cooperate with anyone else. Ultimately, it's a no match with spirit and becomes a huge obstacle to your connection to the power of intention. In order to relinquish your self importance, you'll have to become aware of how entrenched it is in your life. Ego is simply an idea of who you are that you carry around with you. As such, it can't be surgically removed by having egoectomy, an egoectomy. That's what it is. Okay, that's funny. Egoectomy. This idea of who you think you are will persistently erode any possibilities you have of connecting to intention. That is so true. A lot of people, and like he said, this is something that is hindering humankind as a whole. A lot of people, they find their own value in who they portray themselves to be. Um, oh God, social media alone, posting our jewelry, our money, our cars, our houses. A lot of the times, even with the reality shows, I've learned I've learned that most times the houses that they're pretending to have and the possessions are all rented, Airbnbs, rental cars, all of this stuff. But it's not Lord, even in the court, they say it's not about what is true. It's about what you can perceive, about what you can make them believe is true. You know what I mean? A lot of people hold like their value is based upon how people see them, their reputation, their accomplishments, their resume, their bank accounts, all of those things. But when you strip all of that away, who are you? Who are you? And if you don't see any importance of yourself and you don't see yourself as valuable without all of those things, therein lies your problem. Okay. Next section, 7 steps for coming ego's hold on you. It's saying here, I have a bad connection. I hope you all can hear me. Okay. 7 steps for overcoming ego's hold on you. Here are 7 suggestions to help you transcend ingrained ideas of self-importance. All of these are designed to help prevent you from falsely identifying with the self-important ego. Number 1, stop being offended. Yikes. Stop being offended. Yee. The behavior of others isn't a reason to be immobilized. That which offends you only weakens you. If you're looking for occasions to be offended, you'll find them every turn. This is your ego at work convincing you that the world shouldn't be the way that it is. But you can become an appreciator of life and match up with the universal spirit of creation. You can't reach the power of intention by being offended. By all means, act to eradicate the horrors of the world, which emanate from massive ego identification, but stay in peace. As A Course in Miracles remind us, peace is of God. You who are part of God are not at home except in his peace. Man, that's good. Being offended creates the same destructive energy that offended you in the first place and leads to attack, counterattack, and war. That's good. Number 2, let go of your need to win. Wow. Ego loves to divide us up into winners and losers. The pursuit of winning is a surefire means to avoid conscious contact with intention. Why? Because ultimately, winning is impossible all of the time. Someone out there will be faster, luckier, younger, stronger, and smarter, and back you'll go to feeling worthless and insignificant. You're not your winnings or your victories. You may enjoy competing and have fun in a world where winning is everything. But you don't have to be there in your thoughts. There are no losers in the world where we all share the same energy source. All you can say on a given day is that you performed at a certain level in comparison to the levels of others on that day. But today is another day, and with other competitors and new circumstances to consider. You're still the infinite presence in a body that's another day or decade older. Let go of needing to win by not agreeing that the opposite of winning is losing. That's ego's fear. If your body isn't performing in a winning fashion on this day, it simply doesn't matter when you aren't identifying exclusively with your ego. Be the observer, noticing and enjoying it all without needing to win a trophy. Be at peace and match up with the energy of intention. And ironically, although you'll hardly notice it, more of those victories will show up in your life as you pursue them less. That is so true. Man, that's true. Number three, let go of your need to be right. Ooh wee, my goodness. Ego is the source of a lot of conflict and dissension because it pushes you in the direction of making other people wrong. When you're hostile, you've disconnected from the power of intention. The creative spirit is kind, loving, and receptive, and free of anger, resentment, or bitterness. Letting go of your need to be right is in your discussions and relationships is like saying to ego, I'm not a slave to you. I want to embrace kindness and I reject your need to be right. In fact, I'm going to offer this person a chance to feel better by saying that she's right and thank her for pointing me in the direction of truth. When you let go of the need to be right, you're able to strengthen your connection to the power of intention. You keep in mind that ego is a determined combatant. I've seen people willing to die rather than let go of being right. I've seen people in otherwise beautiful relationships by sticking to their need to be right. I urge you to let go of this ego driven need to be right by stopping yourself in the middle of an argument and asking yourself, do I want to be right or happy? When you choose the happy, loving spiritual mode, your connection to intention is strengthened. These moments ultimately expand your new connection to the power of intention. The universal source will begin to collaborate with you in creating the life you were intended to live. So true. Next, number four, let go of your need to be superior. True nobility isn't about being better than someone else, it's about being better than you used to be. Stay focused on your growth with a constant awareness that no one on this planet is any better than anyone else. We all emanate from the same creative life force. We all have a mission to realize our intended essence. All that we need to fulfill our destiny is available to us. None of this is possible when you see yourself as superior to others. It's an old saw, but nonetheless true. We are all equal in the eyes of God. Let go of your need to feel superior by seeing the unfolding of God in everyone else. Don't assess others on the basis of their appearance, achievements, possessions, and other indices of ego. When you project feelings of superiority, that's what you get back, leading to resentments and ultimately hostile feelings. These feelings become the vehicle that takes you further away from intention. A Course in Miracles addressed this need to be special and superior. It states, specialness always makes comparisons. It is established by a lack seen in others and maintained by searching for and keeping clear in sight all lacks it can perceive. Man, that's good. Number five, let go of your need to have more. Let go of your need to have more. The mantra of the ego is more. It's never satisfied. No matter how much you achieve or acquire, your ego will insist that it isn't enough. You'll find yourself in a perpetual state of striving and eliminate the possibility of ever arriving. Yet in reality, you've already arrived. And how you choose to use this present moment of your life is your choice. Ironically, when you stop needing more, more of what you desire seems to arrive in your life. Since you're detached from the need of it, you find it easier to pass it along to others. because you realize how little you need in order to be satisfied and at peace. The universal source is content with itself, constantly expanding and creating new life, never trying to hold on to its creations for its own selfish needs. It creates and let go. As you let go of ego's need to have more, you unify with the source. You create, attract to yourself, and let go, never demanding that more come your way. As an appreciator of all that shows up, you learn the powerful lesson St. Francis of Assisi taught. It is in giving that we receive. By allowing abundance to flow to and through you, you match up with your source and guarantee that this energy will continue to flow. That is true. Number 6, let go of identifying yourself on the basis of your achievements. This may be a difficult concept if you think you are your achievements. God writes all the music. God sings all the songs. God builds all the buildings. God is the source of all your achievements. I can hear your ego loudly protesting. Nevertheless, stay tuned to this idea. All emanates from source. You and that source are one. You're not this body and its accomplishments. You are the observer. You're not this body and its accomplishments. You are the observer. Notice it all and be grateful for the abilities you've been given, the motivation to achieve, and the stuff you've accumulated. But give all the credit to the power of intention, which brought you into existence and which you're a materialized part of. The less you need to take credit for your achievements, the more connected you stay to the 7 faces of intention. The more you're free to achieve, and the more you will show up for you. It's when you attach yourself to those achievements and believe that you alone are doing all of those things that you leave the peace and the gratitude of your source. Number 7, let go of your reputation. Your reputation is not located in you. It resides in the minds of others. Therefore, you have no control over it at all. If you speak to 30 people, you will have 30 reputations. It's so true. My goodness, that's so true. Connecting to intention means listening to your heart and conducting yourself based on what your inner voice tells you is your purpose here. If you're overly concerned with how you're going to be perceived by everyone, when you've disconnected yourself from intention and allowed the opinions of others to guide you, this is your ego at work. It's an illusion that stands between you and the power of intention. There's nothing you can't do unless you disconnect from the power of source and become convinced that your purpose is to prove to others how masterful and superior you are and spend your energy attempting to win a giant reputation among other egos. Do what you do because your inner voice, always connected to and grateful for your source, so directs you. Stay on purpose, detach from outcome, and take responsibility for what does reside in you, your character. Leave your reputation for others to debate. It has nothing to do with you. Or as a book title says, what you think of me is none of my business. That is so true. This concludes the 3 major obstacles of your connecting to intention: your thoughts, your energy, and your self-importance. Here are 5 suggestions for overcoming the obstacles and staying permanently connected to the power of intentions. Here you go. Number 1, monitor your inner dialogue. Notice how much of your inner speech focuses on what's missing: the negative circumstances, the past, and the opinions of others. The more cognizant you become of your inner speech, the sooner you'll be able to shift right in the midst of those habitual inner proceedings from a thought of I resent what's missing to I intend to attract what I want and stop thinking about what I dislike. That new inner dialogue becomes the link connecting you to intention. Number 2, lighten moments of doubt and depression. Lighten moments of doubt and depression. Notice the moments that aren't a part of your higher nature. Reject thoughts that support an inability on your part to match up with intention. Remain faithful to the light is good advice. Recently, a friend and teacher learned of a struggle I was personally going through and wrote to me, "Remember, Wayne, the sun is shining behind the clouds. Be faithful to the light that's always there." That's good. Number 3, be aware of low energy. Recall that everything, which includes your thoughts, has an energy frequency that can be calibrated to determine whether you will strengthen or weaken, whether to strengthen or weaken you. When you find yourself either thinking in low energy ways or immersed in low weakening energy, resolve to bring a higher vibration to the presence of that debilitating situation. Number 4, talk to your ego and let it know that it has no control over you today. In my children's bedroom here in Maui, I framed the following observation that which they see each morning. While they joke and laugh about it, they get the essential message and share it out loud when anyone, including me, gets upset during the day. And it reads, "Good morning. This is God. I will be handling all of your problems today. I will not need your help. So have a miraculous day." I love that. Number 5, view obstacles as opportunities to circulate the power of your unbending intent. Unbending means just what it says. I intend to stay connected to my source and thereby gain the power of my source. This means being at peace, detaching yourself from the circumstances and seeing yourself as the observer rather than the victim. Then turning it all over to your source and knowing that you'll receive the guidance and assistance you require. You've just completed a thorough examination of the 3 major obstacles to connecting to the power of intention, along with suggestions for eliminating them. In the next chapter, I'll explain how you impact those around you when you raise your energy level to the highest spiritual frequencies and live your days connected to intention. When you're connected to the power of intention, everywhere you go and everyone you meet is affected by you and the energy you radiate. As you become the power of intention, you'll see your dreams being fulfilled almost magically, and you'll see yourself creating huge ripples in the energy fields of others by your presence and nothing more. That's good. Oh man, that's so good. That is really good. Okay, you all. So, chapter 5 will be happening on Tuesday. It is entitled Your Impact on Others When Connected to Intention. Your impact on others when connected to intention. That is so good. I love that. That chapter was awesome, you all. So listen, the beautiful part about our sessions is that they are archived, okay? You can always go back, listen to the replay as many times as you need to, for recollection and for, reminders and things like that. I do that often. I do it often. I'm telling you, I sit in my office or I sit and I can be cleaning up or washing dishes or whatever, cooking, whatever, and I let it play because the more you hear it, the more it penetrates, the more it plants itself into your subconscious mind, into your conscious mind, to your spirit, all of those things. And then the more you hear it, apply it, it becomes you, right? So that's what I do. Repetition is big for me. I was just telling my sister earlier today that there's this particular song that I despise. Oh my goodness. But it played all of 5 seconds. And I could not get that song out of my head for the remainder of the day. So if that's the case, and if I'm that porous, in my subconscious mind, meaning I'm super absorbent and I take it in quickly, then that means that I'm very strategic about what I listen to, right? So when I play this back and I'm hearing it, then those seeds, just like that little 5 second snippet of that song, those seeds permeate the soil of my spirit and my heart, and then they then can start to grow and bloom and then become, exhibit fruit. You know what I'm saying? In my life. So I'm grateful for that. So if you need to do that, then do that, you all, okay? Listen, you all, I say this all the time. If you need the book, get the book, okay? Send the email, inbox, back channel, whatever the case, to me with your email address, and I will get the book over to you for you to read along with us, read it on your own, whatever the case, but get the book, get the book if you don't have it, okay? You can email me at info@biancamissblee.com. Okay. Visit my website, you all. There you will see, you can send me a message or whatever, but you'll also see the services that I offer, my courses, workshops, and things like that. You'll also see merchandise. Merchandise is also over on Walmart.com as well. Okay. Follow me on social media on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, all Dr. Bianca Miss B. Lee. For those on Clubhouse, you can go to my captions, go to my bio, and you'll see everything that I'm speaking of in the bio. Okay. All righty, you all. Listen, Today was awesome. Okay, this concludes our session for today, but we will be back here on Tuesday in 2 days. Okay, 8 p.m. time with the next chapter, chapter 5. And that's it, you all. Listen, you all know, already know what it is. I love you. I mean it. There's absolutely, positively nothing you can do about it. Don't you even try it. We will see you all back here in 2 days. Have a great rest of your Sunday. And yeah, set up for your week now. All hits, no misses. We're winning. We're winning all week. Winning big wins all week. Keep in mind what we just finished reading. Winning is not so much about actually having to win everything. No, no, no. All things working together for our good. So we win regardless, okay? Alrighty, you all, again, I love you. I mean it. There's absolutely positively nothing you can do about it. Don't you even try. We'll see you back here next week, Tuesday. Peace.